Hello there, my Taurus collective. What's up, Taurus? What's up with your vibes? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Oh, okay. You're still kind of getting that Canadian moose vibe, so I don't know what the fuck that means. Eight of Swords to the Ten of Wands. The King of Wands to the Wheel of Fortune. There to the Four of Wands. You've seriously got a bigger problem than what you think you have, because you're not getting the foresight of something. Because I don't know, the moose vibes with you, it's kind of like if you think you're thinking like a deer, but it's a moose, which is completely different. So you're not seeing the situation for really what it is. You're simplifying something that really isn't that simple. The Ten of Cups, Temperance Angel, ooh, the Seven of Swords. There with the Ace of Pentacles. It feels like a work vibe with you, honestly. But I mean, I don't know. Take what's yours and leave what's not. Take what's yours and leave what's not. It's like you're thinking that a moose is the size of a deer, and it's like way fucking bigger than that. So there's a situation that you're overthinking, but you're not thinking clearer on it. I don't know if there's with that Ten of Cups vibe there, with that Temperance Angel, you need to set your ass down. Now's not the time for you to be tempted. Because you got the Four of Wands there and you got the Four of Wands here. But you're not thinking clear. Don't get sidetracked by Sagittarius. So pay attention where Sagittarius is at in your astrology. And some of you, when it comes to a work situation, that Sagittarius is pulling the HR vibes. They're at the fucking Ace of Swords. It comes down to the metrics of something with you, and it really does feel like the metric system, and it really does give a Canadian vibe on this. The Three of Pentacles, the Magician, the Two of Wands, there's the Nine of Swords. Are you planning to travel? If you're planning to travel, like, I don't know, you seriously need to be thinking about something. Because I don't know if you're just being flippant or cocky when it comes to an option or an opportunity here. But you need to make sure you're really paying attention. Because you're looking at something like it's the size of a deer. But it's a moose. So it's far bigger. Even the whole fucking dimensions of something is completely different. So it's a far bigger problem for you to surmount than what you're thinking that it is. So there is no quick fix, there is no easy solution, and some of you, the problem is far more, it's bigger than what you thought it would be. I have to say, those of you that are traveling, this is kind of giving like the traveling vibes. So really pay attention if you see like it's moose crossing with you. But, really pay attention to that. Ooh, the Lovers, Scorpio, the Nine of Wands. Now, honestly, with that Ten of Cups, some of you, I mean, this kind of feels like you have bad luck. If you're like trying to Your plans change because there's a big ass obstacle in your way that even you didn't realize. Look at that Scorpio, Gemini, Scorpio, and Aries vibe. Sweet Jesus. What's going on with your particular astrology? I feel like the astrologer is telling you to sit your ass down on a situation because it is far more complicated than you could even imagine. Look at that. The Ace of Wands. You got the Ace of Wands. There's the Ace of Swords. There's the Queen of Swords. There's the World vibe. Oh. I don't know why you're pulling Quebecois vibes. Someone speaks French. Well, you speak Quebec French. Damn, what are you doing? Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Hangman vibe. There with the Queen of Pentacles to the Three of Cups. Those of you that pay attention to tea leaf readings, or those of you with conversations when it comes to plans about something, make sure you're making smart choices. Who's going to Canada? This is pulling an interesting Canadian vibe. Take what's yours and leave what's not. That seems oddly specific. But it's really just more the Canadian goose. Or moose. And understanding the metrics of something. Some of you, seriously, just pay attention if you see like a moose crossing. Especially if you've never seen a moose or you're not familiar with the moose. Because you're kind of referencing it as a deer, but it's fucking way bigger than a deer. So pay attention to that. And some of you, that problem is far bigger than what you think it is. You're referencing the deer. I don't know if that's D-E-E-R or D-E-A-R. Because, I mean, you've got some options out here. And then the moose. Damn. What are you doing, Taurus? Taurus kind of gives like the tourist vibe as well. So, somewhere French speaking. It's kind of giving Quebecois, or this could even be a form of French if you're traveling around Europe. So isn't that like Flemish? You're given the moose vibes. That's going to be significant to one of you. But it's kind of in reference to the deer. You're looking at it, you're thinking, oh, a moose is just a deer. But no, it's completely different. That's why you're really not thinking clearly. Yeah, the Fool vibe came out sideways. Mindful if you're traveling, because that Seven of Wands is given the Eagle. Oh, you need more of an overview vibe. So you could be traveling, flying somewhere with the Eagles vibe there. Because that's given Seven Bridges Road by the Eagles. Over that's the Six of Wands. You really don't know animals well, do you? There's the Knight of Wands. Expect delays. There's the Two of Wands. And recheck your calculations on something. Some of you maybe recheck your GPS if you're traveling. And seriously, pay attention to... It's like moose crossings. Or if you're somewhere where there's moose. There's the Three of Swords. I don't know. Keep it higher vibrational. Because some of you, this could be a situation that really turns way too complicated. Because whatever the failure is here when it comes to you, it's like you're going to be stuck. The Ten of Pentacles, there's the World vibe, there's the Four of Cups, and there's the Four of Pentacles. Kind of feels like you should Uber it. If you're not familiar where the fuck you're at, Uber it. God, you need to Uber it. There with the Nine of Wands. There with the Two of Pentacles. You're either getting tea leaf readings or someone is getting tea leaf readings on you. That feels very oddly specific because that does feel like tea leaf readings. And someone is speaking French, but it's a dialect of French. It's a dialect of French. Quebecois. Isn't that what they call it? Aquarius star, the Six of Pentacles. Don't be tempted. Wait, the King of Swords. Right to the Two of Cups. Some of you, seriously, if you get into a relationship or partnership, you need to understand the diversity of something. So if you're traveling to meet somebody that you've been talking to online and there is a language barrier, someone uses metrics, someone uses the metric system, and someone doesn't. You need to understand something because it is completely fucking different. So you shouldn't be traveling for anything or anyone until you understand what the fuck it is you're doing. Because you're going to get stuck in a situation that isn't going to be very positive for you. It isn't going to be very positive for you. Be very careful traveling and pay attention to the moose crossing. I don't know what the fuck it is with the moose, but take what's yours and leave what the fuck isn't. That's going to be of significance. But it's basically if you're referencing a deer to a moose. Completely fucking difference in size. Someone speaks a dialect of French or some version of French. But this could even be Flemish. Is it Flemish? Or someone has a really strong accent. Ooh, double Aquarius. Something isn't what it seems. So revamp your GPS or relook over the specs of something because something is different. It's kind of like something gets lost in translation as well. So those of you that are doing, if the company that you work for, this could be a work vibe with you. If it's a romantic relationship or partnership, I don't feel like it's a romance based. It kind of feels more like a hookup. But I mean, whatever the fuck this is, something gets mixed up in translation here. Especially if you're like an engineer. And seriously, if you can, Uber it or take public transportation on something. Especially if you don't really pay attention. If you don't really pay attention. Damn, Taurus, what the fuck are you doing? Taurus or tourist? If you're traveling. If you're traveling. Three of Wands, the Page of Wands, the Hierophant. The Libra there to the Five of Cups. Yeah, you were given Seven Bridges Road, but that's like the Eagles vibe. So some of you, seriously, recheck your GPS and stay focused. Some of you, I wouldn't be traveling for a hookup, especially if there's a language barrier. Because there's something you are not fucking understanding. Or if this is a work situation, make sure that you're really paying attention to the specs of something. Because you're pulling the Hubble vibes. Those of you that remember the situation with Hubble. Oh my God, those of you that remember the other Hubble. Sweet Jesus. Taurus. Not a lucky in love vibe. Not a lucky in love vibe. Keep that energy focused on you. Yeah, not a lucky in love vibe. Something is lost in translation as well. Capricorn, the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, there to the Ace of Cups. Capricorn rising vibes? Six of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Ten of Cups, there to the Four of Cups. You're going to get stuck or stranded somewhere. And it isn't going to be like a happy-go-lucky vibe. I don't know if you're going to get... Maybe you're going to... If you're meant to go on a date, maybe someone's going to stand you up. Or those of you, when it comes to a relationship or partnership, especially if there's a language barrier, something gets lost in translation. Or if this is a work situation, pay attention to the metrics of something. And you're pulling Hubble vibes on this. But those of you that know the romantic movie, and then those of you that know how they fixed or why they had to fix the Hubble telescope. So that's kind of like the engineering side of things, or the academic side of things, or the specificity when it comes to things with you. And then those of you when it comes to like a romantic vibe. If you're cross-watching for a Taurus moon. Damn, what the fuck are you doing? It's a version of French, though. That's odd. It's a version of French, a dialect of French, or a heavy French accent. It's given French vibes. And someone that does tea readings, tea leaves, they read the tea leaves. Or if you know somebody that gets tea leaf readings on you, that's interesting. Your reference point isn't right. Your reference point isn't right. You're thinking of a deer. Again, D-E-E-R or D-E-A-R. And moose. Well, good luck, God bless, take what's yours, think what the fuck isn't. I don't know, this isn't that complicated. But something is bigger than what you think it is. Uber it or take public transportation if you can. Especially if you tend to not pay attention to something. And make sure if you're traveling, your travel plans, pay attention to the specifications of something. Because there, you are going to get stuck or stranded somewhere, and or you're going to get, someone doesn't show up for the dinner date type of a vibe here. So you're going to miss out on a situation, but I feel like maybe some of you, that was the whole point. Because you weren't paying attention to something. Something gets lost in translation as well. So those of you in particular, if you're dealing with the language barrier. Maybe not a lucky in love, and maybe when it comes to a work situation. It's bigger than what you expected it to be, but not in a good way. Not in a good way. Wait, peace, love, and light.